This is the first time in NFL history there are 5 divisions with a lead under one game this late in the season. And there's currently 10 teams with 20-1 or shorter Super Bowl odds, the most since Week 13 of 2010. So if you like parity, 2025 is the season for you. Week 14 of the NFL season, here's where it stands with the records with Kyle Long and Pete Prisco.
Finally.
Both 11-6 last week. Overall, above 500, Pete better. And best bets, there is no debate. Pete Prisco king right now at 8-5.
I missed mine last week, though.
What was it?
The Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Bad pick.
Against the Niners, yeah.
Bad pick.
It was a popular pick, gaining the 5.5, whatever the number was
Yeah.
against San Francisco.
I mean, look, I thought the defense would keep them within the number, and they didn't.
I still want to write Stefanski an angry email for putting Harold Fannin Jr. under center on a gotta-have-it play. You take your quarterback out of the game. What are we doing here? I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, but, check the tape.
Welcome to NFL Week 14 picks with Kyle Long and Pete Prisco. You may notice that I am not Chris Hassel. I'm Tommy Tran, in for Hassel.
Way more stylish, honestly.
It's nice of you to say. Hassel's got the
More cultured.
very structured look that he's got going. By the way, Hassel enjoying his bye week, so happy to.
Shout out to Hassel. We miss him.
Yeah, did you guys take your bye week yet? He's joining the Patriots, Panthers.
Bye week?
I was told you don't take
you would get it.
vacation during the season. That's what I was told.
What's that?
Hassel's back in Davenport.
Yeah, what is he doing? Getting loose meat sandwiches somewhere.
I do owe him a solid. He covered for me for the college pick show, so here I am. All right,
Thanks,
so
Hass.
we're going to have some fun, as you guys always do, and try to see if you guys can improve on that record. Let's go Thursday night. Cowboys and Lions. Lions laying the 3 with a total at 54 and a hook. Pete, I'm going to give you first word. A couple things here. So you do have the lead in best bets. And you also pulled the Brady Quinn. You gave us a 2-for-1. You're giving us a pick and a total?
Oh, I do that sometimes.
Okay.
When
He mixes it in.
Yeah, I mix it up. The total
Does
doesn't
it mess with the
count.
math?
I call it the
No.
chef special.
No, the total doesn't count. It's like
Okay, it's just a little add-on.
Add-on.
Okay.
It's like an add-on. And
I pick games. He picks games, props, overs, unders.
No. That's the producers. Remember when their producers pick. And by the way, that hit last week, so we'll get to that later on in the best bets. But yeah, I like the Cowboys in this game. I think what we've seen from the Cowboys is defensively they're a different team. They get guys back. And they add guys. And Quinton Williams changes the dynamic of the defensive front. I think you get, Ravel, the young corner, is playing well. You add Overshawn back from his injury, and he can go run and chase. You get the safeties back. I mean, they're a much better defense, and they played like it. And I think that's carried over. I think offensively, they're as dynamic as anybody in the league, and they can score. And we've seen this Detroit team have problems stopping people. I mean, they couldn't stop Jordan Love the other day. I think they're going to have problems stopping Dak Prescott. I like the Cowboys here in this game. And it wouldn't surprise me, by the way, to see them win the game outright.
Absolutely, 100%. I love the Cowboys in this spot. And it's just, you think about the way that they can play offense, the number of guys they can go to, the unquestioned leader in Dak Prescott, the way this team has responded through turmoil in the locker room with off-field stuff. Coach Schottenheimer has been phenomenal. And, you can bat your eye at the hire at the beginning, but this dude has been unreal.
Why do people bat their eye at that? I could never forget that.
Here's why it's the word nepotism. People really despise it in the National Football League. But when you spend your 20s and your 30s and the beginning of your 40s in locker rooms, I trust your experience.
Right.
Schottenheimer was raised by one of the best, and you can see that with the way that he handles his team. The Cowboys are for real. And you know what? We talked about Wilson, the linebacker who came over from Cincinnati. He's been a bit of a infusion of juice on that defense. We talked about it. Captaincy in Cincinnati. That stuff matters. Experience, leadership. The Cowboys are for real. Give me Dallas.
One thing he isn't is not as conservative as his daddy used to be. Because remember, that was the old criticism on Marty Schottenheimer, is that he was too conservative, and it cost him with great teams when they got into the postseason.
We saw a graphic there. This could be almost a de facto playoff eliminator, especially in the NFC. You got to get to 10, maybe even 11 wins to get to the postseason.
This is a playoff game. And by the way, it's going to get loose.
Yeah.
Really loose.
Right off the bat, Pete Prisco with the loose. You did like the New England and New York over last night. That also hit. All right, so NFL Today Plus with Kyle Long, Amanda Guerra. There he is, AP.
Cut off again.
Ice.
Head's cut off again.
The headless lineman.
It's amazing.
There's a resize.
Maybe they think you only got half a brain or something.
It's okay.
That's okay. You get that beautiful lush beard in.
And even that half is not at full capacity.
Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern, HQ Paramount Plus. Let's get to the 1 p.m. CBS games. Now, first of one of two with Colts and Jags. Odds to win the AFC South, Indy plus 130, Jacksonville plus 140. That's how close it is. First of two games between the Steelers and Ravens, battle of 6-6 AFC North leaders. And Bucks looking to gain a half game on the Panthers, who are on a bye in that tight NFC South. Colts and Jags all of a sudden getting frisky. 1.5 is what Indy is laying on the road, despite Jacksonville. Technically, if you look at the standings, they are looking down at Indianapolis right now with a total of 47.5. Both of you guys are on the same side.
Well, where is this game?
Jacksonville.
When was the last time
What have you said to me about Jacksonville?
When was the last time they won? 2014.
Very long time.
2014.
Look, the Jaguars team, they're coming along. They're hitting their stride at the right time. I like their running game. I still am all in on Trevor Lawrence, and I think that him and Liam Cohen are going to figure things out as this season continues to go on. And the way that the Chicago Bears have found ways to win games and found a way to win it as a team, I kind of see a similar thing in Jacksonville. You've got this prize pony at quarterback. He's not out there playing all pro football, but the team is playing well enough to win the football game. That in combination with the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Jacksonville and their history there, give me Jacksonville in this one.
Yeah, the history is big in this game, and also the Colts defense isn't the same without Buckner, and it's just been different, and I think that shows up. It's interesting we say the two defensive tackles, both former 49ers, because Armstead didn't play last week, and they thought he was going to play. I guess he had a hand injury, and it kind of didn't play on Sunday, and I think he'll be back. He needs to be in the lineup, because if they're going to stop Jonathan Taylor, he has to be in there, which means he'll probably be playing with a club on his hand. Trayvon Walker has a club on his hands. They're going to try and stop Jonathan Taylor with 6 hands on that defensive line this week.
Let me tell you something about the old club on the hand. You can look at it as one of two ways. One way is, I don't have full control over my hand. The other way is, I have an armored plate on my hand, and you can be violent as hell with that.
But you can't use it like the old days. You used to be able to
use
slap
it.
those
Maybe
guys
not
across
like
the head
old
with
days,
it.
But I'll tell you, if you go to grab me and you touch cast at full speed, it hurts.
Yeah.
And the other thing, DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, probably going to be banged up for this one, like you said. When I was a senior at Oregon, 2 freshmen showed up on campus to play interior defensive line. It was DeForest Buckner and Eric Armstead.
Oh, my God.
Practices sucked for me. Got me ready for the NFL.
I bet they did.
I hope they're getting better.
And by the way, Trevor Lawrence was at his best last week. And I think the addition of Jacoby Myers has opened up a lot of things. It's opened up his trust. It's opened up Brian Thomas running better routes. He's a pro. He's teaching him. And you saw that last week. I think the passing game is better. This team is taking on the personality of its coach. They're tough. They're feisty. They don't back down. And they'll find a way to win this game.
And I know the Jags have been a little seesaw, but it was nice to see them win a game they were supposed to win with margin. And this is coming from a guy that actually took Tennessee and the points
I did too.
last week, right?
I did too. You know why?
You thought the Jags were going to jag a little bit.
Well, and they've always had trouble in Tennessee,
right.
And it was a tough situation. You go win a overtime game, come home, go to Nashville, and then you have the Colts game this week. So it was a sandwich game, and they kind of found a way to win and dominate that game.
One last thing for the Colts, Sauce Gardner thinks he's dealing with a calf, not an Achilles, so that was always a.
But he's not going to be. He won't
Correct.
be around for a month or
right.
so.
It's going to be a little while for them.
I had a calf in 2021. It's still not right. So
Really? Yeah, it's hard to play on that, particularly for a defensive back.
They tried going up the stairs at like 10 o'clock at night.
No.
AFC North, 6-6. Steelers, Ravens, both teams coming off losses. Ravens on Thanksgiving. We did see with Aaron Rodgers and the Buffalo Bills and what they did to Pittsburgh here. So Baltimore laying 5.5 with a total at 43 and a hook. Again, you guys are on both sides on the terms of the spread. And Pete Prisco, you think the Ravens bounce back here with that 5?
Just turn and hand the ball to Derrick Henry. Turn it. Here you go. Derrick. You saw what the Steelers did last week against the Bills run game. 240 yards. I mean, they couldn't stop them. If I'm the Ravens, I am not doing anything the first couple drives except give it to the big fella. And if he gets going, which I think he will, I think they're going to have trouble stopping him. That's going to key the whole offense. Look, Lamar Jackson hadn't been the same. He hasn't been the same since he came back from injury. He's not running. He's not taking off and scrambling like he used to do. He just hasn't played that well. So what happens now? Give the ball to the big guy and just mash. And then the other side, the Steelers' offense isn't very good right now, and now you have Aaron Rodgers calling out guys for not running the right route in the post-game press conference. That's not a good look. He looked beaten up like an old man the other day.
He actually was. He's very beaten up.
His face was all beat up and is playing with a broken hand. I like the Ravens. I think they'll win this game.
I like the Ravens in this one as well, and I think your formula for victory there for Baltimore is the right one, but I think that this offensive line needs to find a way to step it up. You got to look around this locker room and understand we do have the pieces on defense to make a run. We've got the guys in the locker room. Look in your huddle. That running back right there is going to Hall of Fame. This quarterback here I'm blocking for is going to the Hall of Fame. Let's find a way to win some damn games. And in order to do that, you have to just find a way to impose your will on your opponent. And in these divisional games, there are no secrets. These guys know each other like cousins, man. Go out there, whip somebody's ass if you're the Baltimore Ravens. Same thing for the Steelers. That's how you cure woes in the National Football League. It's not scheme. It's not health. It's want to for 4 quarters, and that's what Baltimore's got to do. I'm looking at you, offensive guards for the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Calling them out.
The camera. I saw
Guard
that little
call.
ISO camera, little zip.
Guard calling out guards.
I'm tired of people saying Lamar doesn't have it and Derrick Henry doesn't have it, because they do. It takes a team. It takes a group.
But
And
they
it
haven't been
starts
as
up
good
front.
either. They haven't been as good either.
Starts up front.
So you guys have been on the same side of a couple of games so far in this segment, but you guys are finally going head-to-head with Saints and Bucks.
You do realize if I knew his picks, I could pick the same games and I would win the year.
You would play defense. You would protect. That's not how you play.
Opposite day.
It's a pretty big number here. 8.5 of the total at 42 and a hook. By the way, Saints had no business covering against the Dolphins. They were down big, but they did come back to cover that number at
They
Hard
can
Rock.
thank Mike McDaniel for that, by the way.
Yeah?
Going for it on 4th and 1.
Helped them out a little bit.
Yeah.
Certainly helped. Even with that 2-point conversion, that was okay. So you guys are on opposite ends of this big number. I'm going to come to you. Laying it at home with Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. Pretty big. 8.5 here against.
I'm just going to go with the Buccaneers here. I mean, I know it's a lot of points. I understand that Shuck and the Saints found a way to get back some points late, but this just feels like don't overthink it to me. In Tampa Bay, these teams don't like one another, particularly that home crowd, and I just think you go quarterback scales. And I know our guy's banged up, but I'll still go Baker Mayfield.
I wanted to take the Bucks in this spot, but I think history has shown that this Saints team, and when they play the Bucks, even when the Bucks are better, there's always something going on where they keep it close, and that's a giant number. I mean, the Bucks haven't exactly looked great either, and so I think the number's a little bloated. Back-to-back road games for the Saints, so I am concerned. They're not long trips, but I am concerned a little bit about that. But I'm going to take the Saints in the points. I think it's just too big a number.
Bucky Irving came back.
Yeah.
Ran well.
Quick thought.
Yeah, he ran
looking
well.
good.
Looks like he's
okay. Yeah.
been healthy.
Yeah,
It
he's
looks
got.
like
He's
healthy.
they got the juice back in that run game.
Yeah, Tristan Wirfs also catching a touchdown, big fella.
Unbelievable.
He said he was a little worried for a second there.
He is just a physical anomaly, an outlier. There's a lot of rushers we talk about in the National Football League that are just specimens, avatars from another planet. Tristan Wirfs is in that conversation.
It's like this big giant square.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Big target.
He's a great
Big
athlete.
catch radius, too, by the
if that door that we walked through to get in the studio just like unhinged itself, walked over here and blocked the hell out of something, that's Tristan Wirfs.
I don't know what his listed playing weight is, but at about 20, the
Yeah.
way he is right now.
So we talked about the Dolphins. They're at the Jets, who beat the Falcons. So 2 teams coming off wins. Still 2 bad teams record-wise, but playing some good football lately. Dolphins laying the 2.5 here with a total at 41 and a hook. Once again, on opposite ends. Jets getting things going here. Offensively, though, still a lot left to be desired, Pete Prisco.
Yeah, but the Dolphins leave a lot to be desired, too. I mean, so it's not like they're a great team that you're facing. And the Jets aren't good either. This is a battle of 2 bad teams. But it might be cold. And we start here, and it's supposedly this week, it's supposed to be Arctic freeze in New York.
Yeah, I'm changing my pick, Jack. You hear that back there?
And we know how Tua and gang play, and Mike McDaniel's teams play when it's freezing out, and they just don't play well. History shows that. And so I don't know the exact temperature, but I do know there's an Arctic freeze coming in this week. Whether it lasts through the week, we'll see. If it's below 50, I'm taking the Jets, and I think it will be. I'm going to take the Jets.
You know what? I didn't even look at the mercury, the level, the height of the mercury, or the lack of height for this coming game. But I did read that article as well, Pete. They said it will be the coldest, the Northeast will be the coldest place on earth here before the holidays. I'm switching from the Dolphins to the Jets. I wanted to go Dolphins because they found a way to win some football games. The offense looks like the offense. But you can't change the forever history of the Dolphins. And you're in the Northeast. It is November. Last time I checked, it's almost December. Is it December yet? Is it December
Officially,
1st?
officially.
Yeah, there's
yes.
a birthday coming up pretty soon.
There is. So it is December. I'm going to go with the Jets.
Yeah, changing pick on the fly. Are we allowed to do that?
Yes,
It's a
you are.
birthday week type
Okay,
thing.
all right. So when's your birthday? You're allowed. Happy birthday, pick
You
change.
forget what month it is when you're down here living in Florida. And
It really doesn't feel
You
that
walk
way.
outside, you're
Correct.
like, man, what a beautiful day. There are people.
It got too cold. It was
Cold
under,
right
it was
now.
Under, it was under 60 last week.
Yes,
It was too
some
cold.
the iguanas fell out of
It
the
was too
trees.
cold.
They kind
Flat.
of they're frozen.
That's what
and
they
wiggle
do.
themselves
Yeah.
around, and once
Yeah.
they thaw out a little bit.
That's
Okay,
the
so
Dolphins when
change
they
there.
go to MetLife.
We got it in officially at
dead
the
iguanas.
deadline. Here's a look at some of the other 1 p.m. Eastern games. It does have Bengals and Bills. We already talked about what Buffalo did against the Steelers with the run game, but now they host the Bengals, who are just 2 games back of the division lead.
Run it again.
And of course, they've got Joe Burrow back in the mix. Bills laying 5.5, 52.5 is the total. We'll also tackle the other games here on the slate. But boy, here we go. This was like an old playoff game a couple years ago. Bengals and Bills. Kyle Long, which side are you on?
I feel like it is a playoff game, and it will feel like a playoff game. And both these quarterbacks are going to be asked to do a lot for their offenses. And we saw last week, without the 2 tackles for Josh Allen's Buffalo Bills, the weight was put on the back of the offensive line and James Cook and Aaron Cromer to scheme this thing up the right way. We know what the magic is going to be from the Cincinnati Bengals. It's going to be Joe Burrow, anticipatory throws, giving guys, volume shooters, plenty of opportunities to go make plays. I can't wait to watch this inevitable shootout between these 2 teams. I am going to be picking the Cincinnati Bengals, though.
I'm taking the Bills. I liked a lot of what I saw last week from Bills. Well, you know me, I'm a big believer that Josh Allen needs to play free and loose, but without your tackles, it made sense not to play that way. But I saw their run defense was better last week. The defense played much better. Now, the Steelers were a little limited offensively because of Aaron
It ain't the
Rodgers'
same
hand.
passing attack.
No, this
you're facing.
passing attack is special. This one's special. But you got to be able to run the ball, too. And Chase Brown's run the ball pretty well, but I don't know if he's going to be able to run it here, even though, because I know Buffalo's had problems against the run, but they're getting guys back, and they're getting better against it. And I think they'll be better on defense. I'll take Buffalo here. This is a tough one for me. This is almost a playoff game for the Bengals. Can't afford another loss.
Right.
If they lose, they're done. One thing about Joe Burrow, I want to say this, because I thought his answer the other day, well, why are you playing? Because I get paid a lot of money to play a kid's game. That's why, and he enjoys playing football. People were saying, oh, they should keep him, sit him out. Why should he play? He likes to play football. That's what he does for a living. He wanted to play, and I thought he was fantastic against the Ravens.
You know what? I always think it's ridiculous when people say they play a kid's game. There are no kids on the face of the earth doing what I did for a living.
Well, Joe Burrow.
Are you kidding me?
play
Maybe if they gave me the ball and let me throw it around to my buddies and I can make $40 million a year, I'll do the kids game line. Yeah. But this ain't no kids game, man. Okay?
And he doesn't wear kids' jackets.
I just wanted to scream a little
You
bit
made
today.
a nice living playing that game.
I'm just saying, it was a man's game, okay?
Yeah, it's a man's game.
Big old men's game. Woo! I'm fired up on a Tuesday.
More opportunities for Joe Burrow to wear his
It's such a man's game, he didn't even know it was his birthday this week.
Well, he had to be reminded. He's like,
I forgot.
Yeah, it's okay. It's what happens when you get to the old age, you know?
What's
Believe
my
me,
line?
don't talk to me about old age.
Remember when your birthday is going to be there. So let's get to Seahawks and Falcons. We sort of talked about Atlanta losing to the Jets, and the free fall continues for Atlanta. But with the Rams loss last week at the Panthers, things have opened up for Seattle. They're laying 7.5, so it's a touchdown and a hook. Pete, you think the Seahawks are able to get it done on the road here?
This is a really strange number to me. This number looks.
You think it's fishy?
It's
Ah,
real. Doesn't it look a little fishy? It
What do
looks
you want it to
fishy
be,
me.
5.5?
Yeah, somewhere along those lines. It looks a little bloated to me.
It
But
didn't look fishy for you yesterday with the Patriots at 7.5. You felt pretty good about that.
Well,
they were at home too, though.
Okay.
I mean, this is on the road, and it just looks like a big number. But when you watch Atlanta with Kirk Cousins, they're not very good. I mean, he's not very good. They don't put up a lot of points. And I think this defense is nasty in Seattle across the board. You saw that last week. Okay, they played a rookie quarterback, but they were in a feeding frenzy. And I think getting guys back healthy has really impacted their defense. Darnold didn't have to do much. He'll do more in this game, and I'm going to take Seattle laying the points.
What did Lawrence say? He said we just line them up and we just kill them.
It's amazing.
Every week.
You know what? The Legion of Boom, you remember we talked about this. What was the key to the Legion of Boom? It wasn't
The line
back
of
end.
scrimmage.
It was the line of scrimmage.
It was the edge rushers, and there's a big influx of interior rushers in Seattle. That's where they win. They dominate B gap to B gap, and obviously their edge guys.
Byron
do well
Murphy
as
is
well.
playing unreal
There's
football.
Jones, too.
Give me the Seahawks. It doesn't have to be difficult. Bloat that number away, boys. Give me the Seahawks.
All right, put that one to bed. Titans and Browns with a total of 34.5. This after the San Francisco-Cleveland game
Perfect
was
timing.
35.5. It just cashed to the under. So Titans coming off that loss to the Jags on the road. Do we believe weather again is going to be an issue in Cleveland here with the Browns laying the 3.5? Pete, you were pretty adamant in the Sunday recap show about Cleveland's quarterback room and what they need to do.
Neither one of those guys. Neither one of those
Okay.
guys. Their long-term answer. I mean, they obviously they thought Dylan Gabriel might be, which is why they didn't play Shedeur Sanders. They play Shedeur Sanders. They know what he is. And look, he's done some decent things outside the pocket, outside the structure. He's made some plays, but I don't think he's the long-term answer. Now, he could change my mind and prove to me that he is. But the reason I'm picking the Browns here is not because of Shedeur Sanders. It's because of that defense. And I thought they would really limit the 49ers last week and maybe win that game. It didn't happen that way. But this Titans offense is awful. There are no weapons. They don't run the ball very well. The offensive line isn't great. Cam Ward hasn't playing great, and I think this defense is going to get after him. So
That's it, right?
one thing about the Titans, though, that defensive line can get after it. Jeffrey Simmons was unreal last week. Sweat was unreal last week, and so they could cause problems in the middle of that offensive line. But I think the Browns will find a way to win it and cover the number.
I'm going to go with the Browns as well. And as I expressed my disdain for the Stefanski tight end direct snap the other
I don't like
day,
that either.
Just, this week, if there's short yardage, just let Shedeur handle the thing. Just let him handle the thing. He's a competitor. These guys want to get the yards for him. Give me the Browns in this one, 3.5 points. And I got to say about Cam Ward, I really like his demeanor at the podium. That guy is a throwback, it feels like. He's aggressive. He talked about his aggression, the decision not to go for it on fourth down. That's the kind of guy you want to build around. And when you look up in 5 years and the Titans are a real problem for teams, it's going to be because of the leadership of a guy like Cam Ward.
Yeah, they got a lot of work to do. That's
5 years.
It's a bad football.
Well, yeah.
5 years.
Not 3,
It's like the
5.
big dig in Boston. Remember, they were like, come see us in 15 years. We'll have
yeah.
this thing ready.
Yeah, 5 years. It might be longer than that.
Just remember, it takes different amounts of time for all
But
these
if he's
guys.
the guy, it'll be shorter than that.
Yeah.
No question about
Top pick on a bad team. Look, it could be the next Drake May if it's ahead of schedule, and then if not, it could be the 3 to 5 year variety there out in Tennessee with Cam Ward. Let's talk Commanders Vikings. You're
Let's
shaking
talk
your
about
head.
that.
Yeah, I don't know what to talk
Well,
about.
because before the season, we thought this was going to be one of the big games
I mean,
of the
it could have
week.
been a playoff preview,
Right.
potential NFC championship game preview. Falling well short for various reasons on both sides, especially at the quarterback position. So Minnesota laying the 1.5. It's a tight spread with the total at 42 and a hook, Pete. So essentially a pick 'em here.
I think the Commanders put a ton into last week. And by that, I mean you're playing in prime time. You don't want to be embarrassed. You play hard. You're playing a good team, and they played really good football for them in that game and had a chance to win it. If the ball isn't tipped, if Benito doesn't tip the ball at the end of the game, it's a walk-in. And so they could have won the game. They played well. Now you go out on the road and you're facing Flores' defense, and that's a whole different challenge. And if you look at the units in this game, I think the best unit is clearly the Minnesota defense. And so I think they'll be able to limit what they do on the offensive side of the ball. J.J. McCarthy's supposed to be back in this game. I mean, again, the offense hasn't been great when he's in there. It can't be worse than it was last week.
Justin Jefferson, just a couple catches.
But it can't be worse than it was last week. That kid was
first
awful.
undrafted free agent start.
You throw him into the Wolves. That's what they did. They go ahead and make your first start on the road against Seattle and one of the best defenses in the league in that environment.
No.
Go ahead, go make a play. He was awful.
You know what that is? That's marketing for J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah. I mean, because McCarthy will come in, he'll play better. I don't think they're going to be putting up a lot of points either, but I'm going to take the Vikings in this spot.
Where are we here? Commanders, Vikings. Give me the Commanders. Marcus Mariota.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, what was that? What was that? The way they were saying that?
You know, when you're calling these games, the pronunciations are big. And I played with Marcus in college, and I've heard people call him everything.
What is his name?
It's Mariota. Mariota.
Mariota.
Not Mariota.
So
The guy's got the Tirico does the name once, and Collinsworth wants to follow suit. And, guys, their whole family is listening
I always
to
thought
it.
it
You
was
want to get
Marcus-
the name right.
I always thought it was Marcus Mariota.
See? And that's not enough emphasis on the last syllable.
But it's not Marcus Mariota.
No, but that's,
But you want to hit the T, just then go easy on the A. I feel
there's the phonetic pronunciation key for all these things. And even if it's a guy whose name you say all the time, like Tua Tagovailoa, you might hear a dozen different there's only one right pronunciation, and they were trying their best.
Just use what he is.
But-
Backup. Call him backup quarterback.
What Marcus is, the closest thing to a starter you can get.
He's a great backup quarterback.
Particularly in that scheme.
Absolutely. I'd love for him to be my backup quarterback.
Dude, the way he competed in this past game, and
Yep.
I thought those 2 calls at the end of the game were terrible, and now we're recapping when we're supposed to be talking about the Vikings. But I'm picking the Commanders.
Okay.
I think he's got his head on the right way. He's got a number of options to get the football to on the quick game with that Flores pressure package. And I just don't see the Vikings scoring a ton of points. So give me the Commanders.
All right. The line, as our producer's reminding here, is effective of J.J. McCarthy expected to play.
Yeah, he's supposed to play.
Commanders were actually short favorites.
You know what I would tell him if I was one of his offensive linemen?
What that?
Lose the eye black.
By the way,
I would say do less.
Say that to Jackson Dart, too, by the way, just as the one.
Nah, dude, he's a baller, bro.
if Max Brosmer plays, Ohio State might beat the Vikings.
Come on.
Oh, no.
kidding.
Come on.
Show some
boy.
respect.
Pete, come on now.
Security.
Same page on the first 2 games, as well as the Jets, but opposite ends.
It really is a
Saints
kid's
and Bucks
game.
Here. Pete Prisco and Kyle Long continuing that 1 p.m. slate. Seattle, Cleveland, you guys are on the same page, but opposite of Bengals, Bills, and Commanders, Vikings.
Ohio State.
You got any picks you want to change here in this segment?
We'll have an opportunity,
Okay.
as long as it gets it official.
I don't think I do.
Late afternoon games. Broncos coming off that win against said Commanders. 7 and a hook at the Raiders. Raiders just have been awful against the division.
Dude.
Bears and Packers, number 1 seed in the NFC.
You could move Ohio State
Catching
to the AFC West.
6.5. And then Rams and Cardinals. LA,
Players would have to take a pay cut.
laying that big number coming back from Carolina there.
What the hell happened to the Rams, bro?
Bad game.
I took them first half. I thought they were going to get off to a hot start.
Yeah.
Again, they were laying double digits against the Panthers. That was, by the way, I know we were going to talk about it. That was the Panther team I thought that was going to show up in San Francisco on Monday night, but that's the inconsistencies of a
Young team.
That is true. Broncos and Raiders, I mentioned how much Vegas has struggled not only this season but against division opponents here. So is the hook too much, Pete Prisco, for you to lay this against
Hell
Vegas?
no.
Not enough.
I mean, you want to talk about the biggest mismatch in football this week? It's that defensive front of the Broncos against that offensive line, whatever the hell they're putting out on the field, of the Raiders. That line is horrendous. And this is going to be one of those games where Geno Smith's going to get just knocked all over the place. And he's going to turn the ball over. And this is going to be ugly, ugly, ugly for the Raiders. I mean, that's a bad football team. One has to wonder if Pete Carroll's going to last. I mean, he's only got a 3-year contract, and do you get rid of him after the season? Because this team is going in the wrong direction. They're not very good in anything they do other than Max Crosby.
You're going to run out of people.
Crosby and Bowers. That's the whole team. And so the reality is, I think this is going to be a major mismatch for them, and they're going to get just brutalized up front.
They'll run out of people to fire eventually.
Yeah, well,
You know what I'm saying? You know how these things go.
you fire up.
Give me the Broncos, and I think it's important to point out that we've had a lot of conversations about Bo Nix this year. And just like last year, Bo Nix got better as the season went along. He used his legs more at the end of the year. He was more confident. I would imagine the game slowed down. Beware of what could happen with Sean Payton and Bo Nix over the course of the next month and a half, because they could get red hot. Bo Nix could find another gear for this Broncos offense, and I think the confidence is there. And we saw a bit of that this past Sunday night.
He's playing against a Commander's defense that stinks.
I know
though.
it's the National Football
I get
League.
it, but they stink.
It's prime time. Every game's hard. Every matchup is hard.
I get it, but they are bad. Relatively speaking, compared to the rest of the defenses in the NFL, they're not very good. But he does play better in the moments when he needs to play better, like in overtime, right down the field. Right?
He just
right, and it just seems like in fourth quarters he's been better, and so maybe they should change the way they play early in the game.
That's been a motto for them, which is slow starts, but coming back to either.
They've played a lot of close games, yeah.
They have played a lot of close games. Boy, but if they somehow get Bo Nix and that offense more consistent, that's bad news for the rest of the AFC.
Absolutely.
That defense is elite.
But you know what? The defense wasn't as good on Sunday night either. They struggled a little bit in that game.
Giving up those points to the
Yeah.
Commanders. Okay. So you guys are both.
a lot of great throws.
Yeah.
From the
Mario.
Commander.
Who made them?
Mariota.
There you go.
If you haven't
slide in my
heard,
chair when I say it.
ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Bears are not only atop the NFC North, but they're the 1 seed. Everywhere I look on my Instagram page from all my Chicago Bears fans is like, boom, this is all it. Like, we're number 1 seed in Week 13. We're 9-3. So first time in a long time, Kyle, Mr. Bear here, but just give me a vibe check right now of how they enter this game with the Packers.
You obviously have to be happy with the things that have happened this season with the Chicago Bears, but you also have to be cognizant of the fact that there are a handful of teams in this season that look nothing like they did last season. And I'm looking at you, Washington Commanders. I'm looking at you, Minnesota Vikings. 1-score games that were victorious for that team last year. They turned into losses, and now they're 3-4-win teams. The Chicago Bears, I'm not saying they're a fraud, but what I'm saying is let's not gloat, okay? If you're a Bears fan, do yourself a favor and just take a breath. Huge game against the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, we're going to cover it. And what's the big X factor for the Green Bay Packers? When Jordan Love is hot, he's hotter than the sun. And when Micah Parsons is on the field, it's a damn tough out on third down, and converting is near impossible. So how do you remedy that? You run with extreme efficiency on first down, or you throw on first down. You get the defense to look up on third down and say, oh my God, it's 3rd and 1. We can't use our pressure packages. That is going to be how you beat this Packers team on the road at Lambeau Field. It's going to be loud. You're going to feel like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Maybe something doesn't go your way early for the Bears. Find a way to stay focused. Find a way to stay on the horse, and give yourself an opportunity at the end of this football game to go make a drive, go make a kick, go make a block to win the game for the Bears. I am going to be taking the Bears in this matchup. I haven't been this excited about a Bears-Packers game in a long time. Both very good football teams.
You must have had a hard time with this pick since early in the season you were a Packers fan, and now you're back on the Bears.
Over the season at Lambeau?
Yeah, right? You're doing the Lambeau lead, right?
He sounds like the people in my mentions right now.
Right?
That's
You have a hard time picking this game?
That's good,
Between
Pete.
your two teams?
This was not a hard pick for me. I'm very excited. I'm proud of everything that they've done in Chicago. Obviously, I have a lot of respect for the Green Bay Packers, and we got to go up there for our new show, NFL Today Plus, Week 1. I did the Lambeau leap, a lot easier than it looks, and I'm rooting for the Bears this week.
This was an easy pick for me, based on if I can make the pick after 2 plays on offense. Because last week, what did the Packers do? They set him free. They set Jordan Love free, finally. They weren't predictable. They let him throw the ball around. And look what happened. They were fantastic. He was fantastic. They need to keep playing that way. You can't go back and take it back from him. It's got to be Jordan Love or you're not going to the Super Bowl, no matter what. And by the way, you mentioned Parsons. Parsons and that group play much better when they have the lead, don't they? And so get the lead. Don't let the other defense dictate to you. You dictate to them. And they did it last week. They'll do it here. I think the one concern I have is Wyatt. He got hurt. Devontae Wyatt got hurt in the middle of that defense. That's a big loss for them. So I can see where the Bears would try and go do what they did to the Eagles, which is run the ball. Take it away. They'll take it away. They'll load up to take it away and make them beat them throwing the football. I'm taking Jordan Love if they let him stay free and loose.
Hedging his bet.
He's just trying to, there's a caveat.
Because you know what?
If he throws for
first
400
two plays,
yards,
you know
then I have the Green Bay Packers.
Matt LaFleur listened to me. I said I got him set free. I got him set free.
The scary part about this Packers team, they're doing all this without their best, in my opinion, player on offense, Tucker Kraft.
Yeah. And they're still down some receivers, too. I mean,
Which is why I
Shane
think
Reed's not there either.
were reservations about Jordan Love.
He is. When he's on the field.
Yeah.
But Christian Watson has really stepped up.
Yeah.
Really stepped
That's
up.
been a constant for you,
Wicks played well the other day.
You have been consistent with Jordan Love and Josh Allen playing loose and free. You've mentioned it many times with those two.
To get to a Super Bowl, you have to be able to do that. You have to throw to score and run to win.
We'll see if that number gets to 7, which would be a key number, or if there's some buyback on the Bears.
That number looks really high for what you got.
For what it should be in a total of 44.
Remember, the Bears are playing consecutive road games too.
And also, if you're a point
They
differential
take the
guy.
damn bus to the game. That's not a road game.
It's a road game.
They ride a
still.
bus.
Yeah, it's still a road game.
I was also saying,
You're not sleeping in your own bed.
It's like Sandlot. Ride your bike over here and play
sleeping
us.
in your own bed?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Every bed I'm in. Is mine.
is your own bed, except for the ones when you're on.
I don't know. I just came up with that.
Sounds good. Though. That certainly does.
So dumb.
Let's get to the Rams laying a big number against the Cardinals. So 8.5 on the road, again, coming off that loss. Matthew Stafford with the, 3 turnover day for him. Kyle, what are we thinking about LA coming off a performance like that against a division rival in which you're favored
You
by
know what I'm
more
going to
than
say.
a touchdown.
Huge bounce back game for the LA Rams, bro. They don't want to have that taste in their mouth for very long. This is a Super Bowl caliber football team with a couple of guys who have been to the top of the mountain and planted their flag before. They know that that type of performance in a game that they just should have won flat out is unacceptable. And what's the easiest way to forget about that? Go smash a football team that you're better than. Give me the Rams in this one. I'm not afraid of that number at all.
Yeah, and I'm not either. I think that was more of an aberration than anything. But it goes to show you that everybody's beatable in this league this year. This league is as wide open as it's been. The Rams losing at Carolina is just another more proof of that. And I think they're going to go in here, like you said, regroup, go back home. It's not a long road trip, even though it's consecutive road games, and they're going to beat up on that team. Look, the Cardinals have played a lot of close games, but only for so long can you do that. You know what I mean? They've lost a ton of close games. At some point, a good team's going to get them a beat, and I think that happens this week.
And you know what the great thing about the Rams is and their quarterback? His name is Stafford. It's not Darnold. It's not Jones. It's not any of these guys that we say we're waiting for the shoe to drop. Matt Stafford, like any great volume shooter in basketball and baseball and soccer and football, he wants the ball back in his hand because he's going to go shut everybody up really quick.
Yeah, he didn't play very well last week. I mean, the interception for the pick six was bad. The fumble late in the game, it was him. The reason they lost that game was Matt Stafford. Turned the ball over.
Which he had been turnover-free, at least interception-wise.
Yeah.
Time to start a new streak for Matthew Stafford here, coming off that, again, multiple turnover day in Carolina. So here's a recap of the late afternoon games. Broncos all day, opposite end of Bears and Packers. By the way, that number might be 6.5 too. Power rating-wise, Bears finally got over the hump of point differential. They were negative despite having that nice record. Did it against Philadelphia.
Again, begs into question what'd you call him, a fraud?
I did
Nah, he said, no, he said, do not do that.
I was trying to get a headline for Chicago.
Rage bait.
Pete Prisco.
Rage bait.
He can't keep getting away with this.
Let's get to Sunday night, and on deck is Monday night. Texans are on a 4-game win streak, each coming by 7 points or fewer. They have the most wins in one-score games since Week 10, and Week 13 was the second time Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson all lost in the same week. Hadn't happened since 2021. Chiefs laying 3.5, but Houston, they did it 3 games without C.J. Stroud thanks to Davis Mills. C.J. Stroud came back. There's one constant, though, Kyle, that defense for Houston is elite. Will it be enough against Patrick Mahomes at Arrowhead?
I really think that with this number, 3.5, that the Texans can't cover. And I think that that is the matchup you have to watch for because the offensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs, they're banged up.
It looks like Smith
They have
and
been.
Taylor will be back, though.
They can play, but they're still dealing with it. Their
Right.
backs are up against the wall as a football team. They need to go have their best football game offensively against the Houston Texans. Thank God they're in Kansas City. That's going to be huge. That 12th man of the fans there in Kansas City is very real. But I just think this is the opportunity when you have to strike. If you want to become somebody in this league, you got to go beat somebody. And even though the Kansas City Chiefs are on the ropes, this is a Super Bowl caliber game for C.J. Stroud and this Houston Texans football team. They're going into the Lions' den. Give me the Houston Texans. I think they get it done.
This is essentially a playoff game. The Chiefs can't afford another loss. They just cannot. They'll be done. And they said it. Patrick Mahomes came out and said it. He said, we got to win them all. And he's not wrong. When you look at how the things are playing out, I think he's not wrong. So it's a playoff game, and the Texans, big game for them, technically a playoff game too. So the loser's going to be in big trouble. I'm going down with the ship. I'm going down with the ship.
I respect you for
I'm
that.
a big believer in Patrick Mahomes. I'm a big believer in Andy Reid. And I just think that they're somehow, some way going to find a way to win this game and keep themselves alive and push on. And by the way, aside from the teams in the AFC South, everybody is rooting for the Texans. They do not want the Chiefs in the playoffs. I don't care what they.
No, you don't want them in the dance. You don't
want
want
them there.
shot.
You don't want Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones giving them the opportunity to have big moments in big games. They've done it before. You don't want that to happen. But I think they're going to find a way in this game at home. If it was at the Texans, I'd probably pick it differently. But I'm taking the Chiefs here.
It's interesting. The great Brady, Belichick teams, even they would miss the playoffs every now and then. But for Mahomes and Andy Reid. They just keep going to Super Bowls and playoffs. So for them to miss
what is it?
A postseason
championship game every single time that Mahomes has been the full-time starter.
Yep.
I mean, that's
It's
incredible.
like 2018. It's like
9 straight AFC West titles.
It's incredible.
And forever the road to the Super Bowl in the AFC went through Arrowhead, and now they're on the precipice or on the brink.
Well, the playoffs start in Arrowhead this week, so it's going through there. They got to win.
And we'll see you in New England.
Yeah, they got to win this week.
Hook not mattering for Pete Prisco, and again grabbing the points there with Kyle and the Houston Texans. Game day recap: Damian Harris, Rand Carthon, Haley Sutton. Sundays at 8:20 Eastern every Sunday.
You forgot me.
Right here in CBS Sports HQ. You're the man. You're the marquee. You're already here.
How come my head's not cut off? Oh, I can't reach.
No,
you've got a step stool, and I
You've
wouldn't
got that
reach.
negative headspace.
I
That's
have a
what,
step stool, and I'm not reaching.
they say sometimes. So now we get to Monday Night Football. Eagles and Chargers. Philly had averaged 15.5 points per game in November, their lowest scoring month in 20 years. And we're talking about the champs. On the flip side, Chargers, who had that like front-loaded division schedule, last year benefited from an easy schedule. Their schedule the rest of the way is not going to be easy, which includes a date with the champs. So Philly laying the 3. Justin Herbert dealing with an injury himself, non-throwing him close to Aaron Rodgers-esque here. So the total's pretty low at 40.5. Given what I just said about the offense, maybe what we'll see with Justin Herbert here. You guys are on the same side of this game, though, interestingly enough.
Smart man. Yeah, we're smart men.
I'm not buying it.
By the way, can I say this about the fans who
Say it.
egged Kevin Petula's house?
Come on.
Quit being an idiot. Whoever you are, you're an idiot. The guy coaches, his family lives there. If you want to boo him and yell stuff at him, that's one thing. But don't take it out on his home. That's ridiculous. And fans go way too far on stuff like that. There, I got that off my chest. It's Bush League. That's Bush League.
Good, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I hate that kind of stuff. What's the point of it? What are you doing? What nobody knows who did. Nobody knows you did it. What are you going to do?
Wasted
Tell your
food.
friends, look what I did. I egged Kevin Petula's house. Look at me, I'm great. You're a moron. That's what you are. So let me get that off my chest. But he hasn't done a very good job. I mean,
No.
that much we can say.
Right.
That offense is not the same offense. They have to get back to basics. They have to get back to running the football, and I think they will in this game. I think this goes back to being Barkley game. I say it week in and week out. I know, look, okay, A.J. Brown had a good game. They lost. It doesn't matter. You have to run the football, and I think they will in this game. I think their defensive line got mauled last week by the Bears. They'll bounce back against a bad offensive line. I'm taking the Eagles.
That was going to be my opening statement. Like, I've had my tail whooped a couple times, like the Eagles had their tail whooped this past week. I didn't let it happen 2 weeks in a row, and I think this Philadelphia Eagles team will go out there. And I think it's important to point out this: the Philly team is not just hearing it from people all over the league saying you guys suck. I mean, they've been beating up on the league for so long. People are like, you guys suck. They hear it from their fans too in Philly. What's the best thing to do? Get out of Dodge. Go to the West Coast. Go get some vitamin D. Go beat up on a team that's also licking their wounds. And go bully somebody, because that's what you have to feel if you are the Philadelphia Eagles, because that has been the brand of football that has taken them to where they've needed to be. Give me the Eagles in this one. I feel like Sirianni can get his guys right.
I'm glad you pointed out the Chargers schedule, by the way.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
They may not make the postseason.
If they win another game, it's definitely feasible they might not win another game.
Right, at 8-4,
When you look at
I'm
the
just saying,
schedule,
where
and then
they're
they wouldn't
sitting.
get in.
It's
I mean, that's-
backloaded.
yeah.
In a bad way.
I mean, it's at Dallas. They have the Texans. I mean,
And then they do have the Broncos.
Broncos
at the end
late
of
in the
year.
season,
Yeah.
so a game might not mean
At
anything.
Denver, by
Right,
the
it might
way.
not mean anything by then.
All right, that's a look at the primetime games with Sunday night and Monday night. And here's a look at the primetime picks. And going back to Thursday night, too, Pete Prisco giving us the 2-for-1. But
Well,
both like
and
that.
by the way, one thing about the Thursday night game, go ahead. I'm right about Dan Campbell. He's out of control.
What do you mean, taking over play calling? Doing
He's
everything?
out of control.
I mean, what does that
Fourth
mean?
down, going for it.
I mean,
It made
he's
no sense.
irresponsible.
That's his DNA.
Yeah, but he needed to get a field goal in that situation. It was a bad situation late in that game. It was a bad call.
Remember when we had the Dan Campbell, Brandon Staley game? That was a fun one.
Yeah, look what happened. Look what happened to Staley. You had to look across.
Every
you
fourth down
remember that.
was gone for.
Best
Best bet time.
Yikes.
Yeah, Kyle, it's okay.
Really, the
you
best bet,
dominated last year.
Best bet segment is just like what I want to see happen.
Ooh.
gonna
No,
rebrand
don't try and justify your crappy
rebrand it.
record. He's trying to justify his crappy record. I flip a coin every week. That's how I make my pick.
When you're on top, it's because of this. When you're at the bottom,
Last year he was phenomenal. And
Hey,
Mom,
come pick me up. Pete's being mean again.
getting bullied by Pete Prisco at the desk.
Last year you never said anything like
gonna
that.
say.
Stop talking to me. Okay, let's do this week. Okay,
Yeah, let's
wise
do
guys.
this week. Yeah, Pete, we'll start with you. Best bet, Casey.
Look, I'm
doubling down.
I'm going
Just-
down with Jordan. If I'm going down with the greatest who's ever done it, or one of the greatest who's ever done it. I'm going down with Patrick Mahomes. I'm taking the Chiefs minus the 3.
So Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT.
No, Tom Brady
That's
right
what
now.
you just said.
Patrick Mahomes could be on his way to being the GOAT.
Okay.
He could be on his way to being the GOAT.
George Pickens is the GOAT, and for that, I'm going to be picking the Cowboys +3 at Detroit. I just think it's going to be
High-scoring
electric.
game?
It's going to be.
What's it?
Oh, buddy.
What is it?
Oh, it's going to be looser than a sandal. In there. No laces, no strings on this thing. All right, just slip your foot right into it,
Right in.
and enjoy. This is Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
George Pickens knows all eyes of the football universe are going to be upon him. Must-see TV. The other day, I tweeted out Pickens pay-per-view.
Oh.
Every time he plays, you should have to pay a little bit extra. The Pickens bump, I think.
Well, he's hoping they're paying
I was
a
gonna
little
say,
extra.
he
He's
wants
in
a
a contract
they will
year.
be.
Or they'll tag him.
They will be.
Then he'll be angry, and
Which
then it'll
is
be
still
George Pickens
pretty
again.
good. Kids game. Kids game.
Kids game.
We saw Chris Hassel up there at 8-5. Wants to add to that Ravens 5.5 against the Steelers. Feeling pretty good given that number. So that is our guy, Chris Hassel. Last year he threw in a video last year. No video this year though from Chris.
Whoa!
No
What do we got
service.
down here? I see a pick. from Tommy.
It's coming. It's coming. But first, our producer pick, which last week they went with a teaser, I believe. So this was the producer's Turkey Day teaser. 8 points. Hit. Packers Lions over.
Way to
Chiefs,
go,
Cowboys
guys.
over. Bengals bumping it up to 15. Didn't even need it. They won straight up. But even money there. So the producer pick is certainly a good one that they have. Titans' first field goal is the producer.
No,
pick
it's
here.
not.
What are we doing?
Yes.
No, it says Titans team total under.
No.
Titans' first field goal.
Prisco. So
Titans first field goal.
Right here.
right there on the record there. So
That's
good.
That gets weirder by the week. I mean, what are we doing?
I mean that's okay. Just you guys stick to the meat and potatoes.
So
and the
basically, they're
producer
betting the
pick goes
Titans have
in.
a first field goal
Yes.
before what if there's no field goal in the game?
Do they get a loss or a win?
No, what if there's no
Can you
field?
shut up?
It's
It
a
could be
push.
So what's it?
That takes
That's
the loss
boring.
out of the
Yeah, it's
equation. I
terrible.
don't like. That's awful.
So-
Who made that pick?
A producer pick.
Yeah, which one? Which producer
Actual
made that?
producer? I don't think it would be our producer.
I've got first onside kick recovery in
Right.
the Bears.
Well, that one would
Packers.
give you
I got
plus money,
first
by the
shoot
way,
tie.
if you get that done.
Yeah.
in the game.
There would be no odds for that. For you, Pete
Oh
Prisco.
my God.
I get a chance to either bat 1,000 or get big offer because this will probably be my one and done for you guys here. So I am going to go, and you, Kyle, you know this, you may not know this, but when Pete and I were doing picks, I would do a teaser every single
So
week.
he was Tommy Teaser.
Tommy
I was Tommy
Teaser. I have
Teaser.
heard that
Yeah.
before.
2 games, 6-point teaser, bring it down, and I'm going chalk, I'm going easy here. I'm just going to go Bucks and Seahawks to win by a field goal. So here we go. We talked all about this game here. Bucks, Kyle liked the Bucks, thinks they're going to be fine. You bump it down just in case a little bit from the Saints there, and then you go Seahawks
I like your
on
Tommy,
the road, but they
I
just
like
need to win,
Tommy
but they think
Teaser.
they will.
I like Tommy
That's
Teaser.
good.
You're going against your normal. Usually you take the points and tease.
I would
tease
normally,
high.
yes, I would
Yeah.
normally sometimes go up, but this
Tommy
time, since
Teaser.
I only get
He's
my
even
one
got the
chance.
scouting report on Tommy.
Since I only get my one
I
chance.
believe me, I know Tommy Teaser.
He's caught me teasing around the corner once, and he would
Yeah.
never.
Well, this was really good today. Thanks
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah, thanks for
Chris
letting
who?
me hop on.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, enjoy your vacation.
Wally Pip.
Take your extra time. Nobody's as good as the Hasselhoff. But again, that Ravens 5.5 is quite interesting. All right, there we go. Best bets recap. Best of luck to Kyle and Pete and all of our players. And that is it for week 4.
How about those Cowboys?
Wow.
Is that what he said? How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Great documentary, by the way. On that.
Fantastic documentary.
Very good. If you haven't already, we encourage.
Might be the best sports documentary ever made.
They had all the elements
Michael
from their
Irvin
enemies.
It's
is
fantastic.
awesome.
It's fantastic.
Carmen Policy, Jim Kelly, all
great.
the enemies. That was
Great.
the best part I liked about
It
that.
was the best sports documentary ever made.
Good job, Jerry Jones. All right, is that
the
it?
Last Dance
I hear
guy.
the music. I hear the music. See you, folks.
Thank you.